Alright, let's be honest for a second. When most people think of AI music videos, they imagine random visuals, pretty shots that don't really connect with the song, or clips that feel impressive for a few seconds and then completely fall apart. And that's because AI tools aren't built to understand rhythm, emotion, or storytelling. They can generate visuals, but they don't direct them. And that's why Higgsfield Cinema Studio feels like something entirely different. So instead of asking, can AI make videos cool, I wanted to ask something more important. Can AI actually help you direct a cinematic music video, one that feels intentional, emotional, and true to the artist? Okay, the concept is simple. Instead of animating chaos, you start with one intentional frame, like a director choosing the first shot of a music video or a short film. From that frame, you can either build forward shot by shot or design a small storyboard so that the style stays consistent, motion feels intentional, and the visuals don't fall apart halfway through. So let's do it. Let's create a short cinematic animated music video sequence step by step. For this project, I started with a freestyle that I did to Low Vibes of Man with a Broken Heart. Before touching any AI tools, I asked myself 3 questions. What does the song feel like? What emotions does it move through? And what kind of world does it live in? This gave me a visual direction before generating anything. That part is important because AI works best when you give it intent and not just instructions. I used a character profile that I created from another video to keep my look consistent. I began inside Cinema Studio in video mode because I already created my images. So for the opening shot, I wanted something intimate and grounded. A visual representation of the opening bar is me and God with me on the same page. I started with a side view image of a man sketching, which I plan to transition into an over-the-shoulder shot of both the man and his drawing. That connects directly to the next lyric, I'm in the ocean with him on the same wave. I'll leave the full prompt on screen. You can pause it if you want to read it, but the key thing here is that I used the start frame and end frame inside Cinema Studio. I didn't need an overly long prompt. I just needed clear direction, and this is how the transition came out. From there, I move on to the next shot. To keep transitions seamless, I remove the previous start frame and reuse my last end frame as the new start frame. I keep everything numbered and organized in folders so each scene flows naturally into the next one. This is where Higgsfield really clicked for me. The more intentional you are creatively, the better the results become. For this shot, my goal was simple: to watch the sketch transform into reality. I structured the prompt so that the drawing slowly becomes an ocean scene, without jump cuts, without chaos, without losing composition. Again, I'll leave the prompt on the screen so you can pause and study it. And this is how the transition came out. For the next scene, to highlight the lyrics, never let the sun set on my dark days, I want to transition image 3 to image 4 seamlessly, so I start out with this prompt: cinematic continuation shot. Start frame: a wide, calm ocean scene at sunset. The man sits alone in a small wooden boat, silhouetted by the fading sun. Above and behind him in the sky stands a divine figure, vast and gentle, partially formed from light and atmosphere. The divine figure looks down at the man with a warm, peaceful smile. His presence is calm, loving, and reassuring, not overpowering. As the sun continues to set, the divine figure slowly extends to a subtle, glowing spiritual energy toward the man. This energy is soft and fluid, like warm light carried on air, not a beam and not aggressive. It moves naturally and gently as if being shared rather than forced. As the light reaches the man, the sky darkens into deep twilight. The divine figure gradually fades into the darkness and atmosphere. End frame: the man remains alone in the boat on the darkened sea. A warm inner light now emanates softly from within his body, illuminating the inside of the boat and the surrounding water. The light is calm, steady, and self-sustaining. So the first generation I got was good, but I noticed that the light was transferred to my character, and it came from the sun, and it didn't come from the divine being like I wanted it to. So I adjusted the prompt to add that detail, and this is how it came out. Now from here, I continued the same process with the rest of the lyrics, building intentional frames, transitioning image to image, maintaining consistent composition and mood. I want to be fully transparent here. Some scenes were created entirely inside of Higgsfield. Others needed refinements using a hybrid workflow where I painted or photoshopped small details into the scene, such as my clothing, designs, logos, and character consistency edits based on my main character's profile. Whether the image was fully AI generated or part of a hybrid workflow, the cinematic consistency stayed intact. That's something I haven't experienced with any other AI tools so far. Once all the visuals were ready, I composited everything inside Adobe Premiere, paced the shots to the rhythm of the song, and speeded up some of the parts that didn't come out perfect to make it less noticeable, and completed the final edit. What you're about to see is a little over 1 minute of the finished music video. It's me and God with me on the same page. I'm in the ocean with him on the same wave. Never let the sun set on my dark days. It's all becoming clear to me through our long days. Trying to get right and stroll through my wrong face. Mad with the long face, bad with the bald fade. You started sped through, ran through them hallways. Damn, it's the mall days. Dearborn, Fairlane, Inktown always. I can still remember when that call came. Day I lost my grandma, she lost James. Although all that time passed, I ain't never lost pain. What your life about? No pain, no gain. There's no growth for no lanes to teach, leech, and be aim. Life just a replay, no cheat sheet. You became the same thought that remains. I eat, skeet, and reframe the vibe out and keep saying thug life for these same crooks. And when I perish, bury me with each chain. Used to hold me down in the flesh, I was detained. Can I become wealthy and I reach fame as a black man? It's a motherfucking cold game. Nigga, deal with it, never complain. Nobody ever cared anyway. This Higgsfield workflow is so crazy that even if you draw out your own frames and you want to connect them, you could use a hybrid approach for this. I use this for my Yahweh music video, and this is some of how that came out. I wrote Yahweh on one of the darkest nights of my life. I worked overtime that night, and by the time I got home, it was so late that all I could do was try to get a few hours of sleep before I had to go back. It was an accident, really. It wasn't supposed to be a song at all. It was really a cry for help. You see, light exists, even in the haunted spaces. You just have to call it by name. Yahweh, I know you hear me. Yahweh, I know you feel me. Yahweh, when my heart is empty, oh God, dear God, forgive me. Yahweh, I know you're watching me. Yahweh, sometimes I need you. Yahweh, at all times I need you. Yahweh, oh Lord, just know I love you. What stood out to me the most about Cinema Studio is how approachable it feels. You're not really fighting a tool, guessing technical settings, or fixing broken results again and again. Your focus is on the shot that you want, and the system handles the rest. The best part, you don't need to know anything about cameras or lenses to get started, but it definitely helps if you do. They do have options available to help you guide the look and not confuse you. Mix and match, experiment with the video movements, which work when you only have a start frame without the end frame, and learn visually instead of technically, with the understanding that the more that you understand about filming, it can only help. There's no right or wrong combination. Each choice just gives a different cinematic feel based on what you want to achieve. If you've wanted cinematic shots without learning filmmaking or spending hours fixing AI generations, this is probably one of the most practical tools out there right now. Take your time, experiment, and build your own visual language. If you want my hybrid workflow, let me know in the comments and I'll send you a link to download my PDF. If you want to try out Higgsfield yourself, I'll leave the link down below in my bio, and I'll see you in the next one.